welcome back to Vigor. It is your boy, Stealth Jet, leader of the JSS. If there is one thing I can say about this game, is that it sure has a community, a following that is divided. What do I mean by that? Well, there are the people who enjoy seeing bullets fly out and hit certain people, like me, and hit everybody else in general. Doesn't matter who's shooting as long as somebody's shooting. That's one side of the community. Then there's the other side of the community, God help their hearts, who are just trying to survive, just trying to play the game, and come back alive and build up their houses. But you see, one side of the community cannot exist without the other. It's kind of like Oreos. You can't have, even though it'll be really enjoyable, you can't have just cream and no cookie. You can't have just cookie and no cream. Unless you talk about ice cream. My point is this. Somehow, some way, the way that I have played this game and the way that I'm showing you all how I play this game has attracted enough of a following for me to say the following sentence. I do not enjoy killing random people. But let me finish. I enjoy the setup and the chase and the prediction of what they're going to do that leads up to the killing. Think about it like this, and I know I'm appealing to a very small majority of you, I'm pretty sure, but think about it like this. I don't enjoy eating a sandwich. I rather enjoy the preparation of it. And I know that sounds weird as hell, but in that context, in that analogy, but that is the honest to goodness truth. You know, I don't exactly become a sweat, equip an SVU, equip a bugle. Oh wait, this is season 12. I don't exactly become a sweat by equipping a KK-62 and putting on body armor and taking out 2 PSDs and trying to wipe a lobby. That's not me. There are other players about this game, or that are on this game, rather, that can and will do that. Me? That's not me. As I skip this conversation because I don't want anybody to know I'm here, I'm going to bring myself back to that point as well. I don't want anybody to know that I'm here. There are other players who will wipe lobbies and shoot at people when they're out in the open and not wait for them to drop their guard, but they'll just shoot on sight. There are those kind of people. But see, me, I enjoy waiting for them to think it's safe, and once they do, you take them out swiftly with one headshot. That's what I enjoy doing. Now, with that out of the way, now that I've cleared out the church, but if I do miss any blue boxes, y'all are sure gonna let me know. Boy, y'all gonna let me know. And no, I'm not gonna check that shed, because I announced my presence by using that comm station. All it takes is for somebody to look at the map and be like, okay, well, I'm at this one. Maybe they're not at this one, they're probably at this one. And that's death right there. That's a death combo right there. I try to keep a low profile. Why is that? Well, if you keep a low profile, you won't be seen, you won't be shot at, the chances of you dying are minimal. But wouldn't it be perfect if that was exactly the case? Well, exactly the case. Because sometimes, like how I catch people out in the open, somebody else can get caught out in the open. Like how this guy is shooting at somebody that I can't see. Am I going to worry about it? Yes, I am. Now, how am I going to worry about it? Well, watch from a distance. Instead of running in there guns blazing, number one, my gun is not equipped. Well, my gun is not made to blaze. It's made to... Two, I don't do well in full-on gunfights. Y'all have seen it on stream. I'm just not built that way. I don't know why that's not the case. And I see glint right there, so I back off. And I run around the hill. The reason why I run around the hill, again, going back to the notion of keeping a low profile, is because the easiest way to get spotted on Fjellkanten, day or night, is to crest a ridge walking. You feel me? Because once you crest a ridge walking, that's a very, very tall behind disturbance in the atmosphere that is moving. Now, as I said before, and I still see some glint. As I said before, Vigor is a very still game. Nothing moves. No cars, no trains, nothing. And I bring up trains because it seems like every fucking game that comes out now is a train that goes around the map. Nothing moves. So if you crest a ridge line and you're just walking with your arms swinging, yeah, somebody's going to see you. Now, am I telling you all to crest every ridge on Fjellkanten going prone? No. Would that be a good idea, but a bit of an overkill good idea? Yes. Now, how can you avoid cresting ridges? Well, you go around them. And you keep one side of you covered by terrain. Like, okay, this is a bad example, but right here, to my right, no, my bad, to my, well actually, no, more like behind me now. Behind me is a clear gray sky. But now, since I'm right here, what's behind me is terrain. Very, very hard spot. Dark clothes aside, there's camouflage, and then there is legit using people. You know? When I say using people, I mean using their dependence on visual contact to your advantage. If they can't see you, what are they going to do? Use their PSD or start running around like a madman, which increases their chances of them getting shot at and killed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm bringing you all this information because this is how I play the game. I don't run around and shoot people willy-nilly. Instead, I think about my actions before I do them. I get pinged twice. So what does that tell me? That tells me either somebody's near something really important, like a container, or somebody's trying to find me because they pinged me the first time. What'd I say? Somebody's near something really important. It's either one or those two options. Because, and I learned this from watching people will use a PSD at the detector to ensure the detector is not being camped. It is a very expensive strategy, but it can work. Notice how I said can, not will, but can. All it takes is for somebody to watch you walk up to that detector, place down a jammer, watch you sit in the bush and use a PSD, then you go up to the detector, you think, okay, nobody's nearby, and you stand still at that detector, and then your head gets taken off by somebody who's sitting in a jammed area. There's levels to this game. It's because I play it like this that I appeal to one side of the community. The side that thinks before they act, instead of just running around and shooting people. Now, that's no shade being thrown, even though it sounds like it is, but I promise you it's not. Everybody plays the game their own separate way. This is just how I play the game my way. You feel me? But you know, playing the game your way is all fine and dandy. You know, everybody likes to have their cake and eat it too. But, and this is an analogy here coming up, what if you have a cake in front of you that you don't like and it's not yours, but you still gotta deal with it? So where do I begin with that whole entire situation? Well, I'm gonna start with the most obvious. Why was that guy there prone, still facing upwards toward me? If you rewind that little engagement back a tiny bit, you will see that I moved from left to right for like a second. Then you'll notice he turned straight toward me. That told me he had in headphones. Either he had in headphones or his TV was really loud. Because you don't hear somebody crawling while prone unless you got some thick headphones, some good definition, or you get lucky and you just happen to hear something in a silence that is your very encounter. Number 2, it pays to have in headphones. I heard the guy to my right crawling up to me. When I turned to see him, it was like shit. Because now I got to engage. I didn't want to because I could have done some sneaky shit like sneak around, pull a famous jet semicircle, and shoot this guy in the head. But no, I gotta deal with a more immediate threat. To my right, shot him. The guy heard me shoot, and what he was probably expecting was for me to go over to that body and loot it. But I knew he was still there. The height advantage is key, people. Because, as you clearly saw, when you have the height advantage, guess what you can do? Shoot somebody in the head without even aiming for their head. And or land more shots on target while they shoot at the rock that you're hiding behind above them. The Vigor iceberg is deep. But it's only a Vigor iceberg when you actually think about how the game can be played. Not is meant to be played, but can be played. Like I said before, everybody has their own playstyle. This is mine. Keep a low profile, expend as little bullets as possible, but eliminate outlanders that present themselves as targets. And now radiation kicks in. Now, if you're wondering, why did I ping that area that you see me looking at right there? Why did I ping that area? Well, I saw some glints. But looking at it through my scope, I realized that's fake. And how do I know it's fake? Well, if you run a video back a tiny bit, you'll see when I zoomed in, I got up immediately. If you look at the ground, you'll see that the glint base, the fake glint base, is orange. Orange sticks out a hell of a lot from green. So, we are not out the clear yet because somebody had to place down that glint. And I'm thinking that they're on that hill over there that I keep looking at. That's what I was thinking. And I get pinged. We're not out the woods just yet. So, the container is still locked and radiation is here. Will the last second meta kick in? And if you don't know what the last second meta is, it's where people will wait until the very end of the match before doing something really important, like grabbing an airdrop. Look at the very top of your screen. My point exactly. So this guy had an SVU, this guy had an L85. I can make an SVU, no problem. But I'd rather have an L85 purely because I have more fun with that weapon. I don't know why that's the case, but it is. So, I decided to leave the container unlocked purely because I think I've done well enough this encounter. If I grab something from that container, what am I going to get? Some more weapons that are good and some resources. In my mind, I'm not going to benefit as much. Purely because I already got 2 good weapons on my back right now. I already got them. Now, if you're yelling at me, Jet, go back and get that damn SVU. You must be new here. Because I would not trade my VSS for the world. Until the devs give us the opportunity to purchase a golden H-bar T, as of right now, that VSS is the only weapon that's gold in my house. Nothing else. I'm known for the VSS. At least I would like to think as such. Am I the best player in this game? Hell no. But I'm the best at certain situations. Now, what are those situations? I'll leave you to discuss that amongst yourselves. But everybody has their own way of playing the game. That's why there are multiple people showing you what they do in this game. It's up to you to decide. Am I going to do what they're doing? Or do what Jet's doing? Or do a mixture of both? I hope we all have enjoyed this episode, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Until next time, peace.